The once familiar and comforting smell of baking bread no longer fills the air in Rafah. The ovens are silent, the bakeries stand empty, a stark reminder of the life that has been disrupted. The aroma, once a symbol of community and sustenance, is now replaced by the bitter scent of loss and desperation. For 10-year-old Leon, a single loaf of bread is now her entire world, a precious commodity more valuable than anything else she possesses. It represents not just food, but hope, survival, and a connection to a life that is rapidly disappearing. It's a symbol of the immense challenges she and her family face each day. Her mother, Fatima, carefully divides it into 5 small pieces, one for each member of their family, a meager portion that must sustain them through the long hours ahead. Each piece is a testament to a mother's love and sacrifice, a desperate attempt to provide for her children in the face of unimaginable hardship. It must last all day, a constant reminder of their dwindling resources and the gnawing hunger that never truly subsides. Every crumb is precious, every morsel savored, as they try to stretch their meager rations as far as possible. Leon's hunger is a constant companion, a dull ache in her stomach that never truly goes away. It shadows her every moment, coloring her thoughts and limiting her ability to focus on anything else. Her memories of full meals, of overflowing plates and shared laughter around a bountiful table are fading, becoming distant echoes of a life that seems impossibly far away now. The abundance she once knew is now a cruel contrast to the scarcity she endures. Fatima remembers a time when Leon was energetic and joyful, a vibrant child full of laughter and boundless energy. She recalls Leon's bright eyes and playful spirit, a stark contrast to the weary child she sees before her now. Now, hunger has stolen her vitality, leaving her quiet and frail, her small body weakened by malnutrition. The joy has been replaced by a quiet resignation, the energy sapped by the constant struggle for survival. Their bread is coarse and rough, often made from animal feed or whatever meager ingredients they can find, a far cry from the soft, nourishing bread they once enjoyed. It's a symbol of their desperation, a testament to the lengths they must go to in order to stave off starvation. Fatima chews slowly, deliberately, giving a small portion of her already meager share to her youngest child, ensuring that the smallest members of the family receive what little nourishment they can. It's a mother's instinct, a selfless act of love in the face of overwhelming adversity. Each bite is taken with reverence, a silent prayer for strength, for resilience, and for an end to their suffering. It's a moment of quiet contemplation, a plea for divine intervention in a world that seems to have forgotten them. This is the grim daily ritual for thousands of families across Gaza, a shared experience of hunger, hardship, and unwavering determination to survive. They are united by their shared struggle, bound together by the common goal of providing for their families in the face of unimaginable challenges. Leon sits quietly in their makeshift tent, carefully making her small piece of bread last as long as possible, savoring each tiny crumb. She knows that once it's gone, the hunger will return, a constant reminder of their precarious existence. She watches other hungry children outside their tent, their eyes reflecting the same desperate longing for sustenance. They are all victims of the same cruel circumstances, their childhood stolen by the relentless grip of hunger. There are no games, no laughter, no carefree moments of childhood joy. The weight of their circumstances has extinguished their playful spirits, leaving them with a maturity beyond their years. There is only a quiet, shared suffering, a silent understanding of the hardships they all endure. They are bound together by their shared experience, their resilience a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Even in dreams, the specter of hunger follows them, a constant reminder of their reality. Their sleep is restless, their dreams haunted by the gnawing emptiness in their stomachs. The single loaf of bread is their only shield against starvation, a fragile symbol of resilience in the face of unimaginable injustice. It represents their unwavering determination to survive, their refusal to be broken by the circumstances that have been forced upon them. Childhood, with its innocence and carefree joy, has been tragically replaced by a daily battle for survival, a relentless struggle to secure the most basic necessities of life. These children have been forced to grow up too soon, their innocence stolen by the harsh realities of their existence. In Gaza, where resources are scarce and hope is dwindling, a loaf of bread is not just food, it is life itself, a symbol of resilience, survival, and the enduring human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. It is a reminder of the preciousness of life and the importance of compassion in a world that often seems to have forgotten its humanity. Gaza's once bustling markets are now empty and silent. Stalls that overflowed with produce now stand deserted, the air heavy with loss. Supply chains have collapsed, families hunt desperately for scraps. Money means little. Food is the new currency. People trade precious belongings for a bag of flour or a few onions. Blockades and conflict have destroyed local food production. The few goods that arrive are sold at impossible prices. Even those with money often go hungry. The empty markets are a stark symbol of a community pushed to the edge. Hunger and helplessness have replaced choice and abundance. Gaza's hunger is not a natural disaster, it's man-made. Years of blockade and war have sealed borders, cutting off food and supplies. Aid convoys wait for days at crossings, often turned back by arbitrary rules. Delivering aid is dangerous. Convoys risk airstrikes, and aid workers are targets. Local infrastructure, bakeries, water plants, farms, has been destroyed. People drink contaminated water, risking disease. Gaza's ability to produce food has been crippled, making survival dependent on aid that rarely arrives. This is a deliberate famine, not an accident. International warnings go unheeded. Hunger is being used as a weapon of war. The answer to "why is there no food?" is painfully clear: it's not allowed in. In Deir al-Balah's tent city, Ahmed's day begins with a single mission: find food. He leaves before his children wake, walking miles on rumors of aid. Most days, he returns empty-handed sometimes. He brings a small meal to share. Families wait in long lines for watery soup or rice, rationing every bite. Desperation drives people to forage wild plants or grind animal feed into bread. The bread is gritty, but it's all they have. These acts of survival show resilience, but also the depth of suffering. Some nights, Ahmed brings food and relief flickers in the tent. Other nights, he returns with nothing, and despair settles in. Children cry from hunger, parents offer comfort, not food. This is Gaza's daily cycle: hope, struggle, and heartbreak. Every day is a battle for a few more crumbs. Survival is never guaranteed. Gaza's children are the most vulnerable victims of hunger. They bear the brunt of a crisis not of their making, their small bodies and developing minds paying the highest price. Every empty plate, every missed meal, chips away at their potential, casting a long shadow over their future. The lack of adequate nutrition is not just a temporary setback, it's a profound and lasting trauma that will affect generations to come. Clinics see babies with swollen bellies, a stark and heartbreaking indicator of severe malnutrition. These infants, who should be thriving and growing, are instead fighting for their lives, their tiny bodies struggling to cope with the lack of essential nutrients. The sight of these children is a painful reminder of the desperate situation facing families in Gaza. Toddlers are too weak to stand, their muscles atrophied, their energy reserves depleted. Simple acts of play and exploration, milestones of early childhood, are now impossible for these children. They are trapped in a cycle of weakness and deprivation, their development stunted by the relentless grip of hunger. Dr. Hani says he's witnessing conditions once seen only in textbooks. Diseases and deficiencies that should be relics of the past are now a daily reality in Gaza's clinics. He and his colleagues are struggling to cope with the overwhelming number of cases, their resources stretched to the breaking point. The medical professionals are doing their best, but they are fighting a losing battle against the tide of hunger. Malnutrition will stunt these children for life, physically and mentally. The damage inflicted by hunger extends far beyond their immediate suffering, impacting their cognitive abilities, their physical development, and their overall well-being. They may never reach their full potential, their lives forever limited by the deprivation they have endured. Their immune systems are too weak to fight even simple infections. A common cold can become a life-threatening illness, their bodies unable to mount a defense against even the most minor ailments. They are trapped in a vicious cycle of malnutrition and disease, their vulnerability compounded by the lack of access to adequate healthcare. A lost generation is being created before our eyes. The hopes and dreams of these children are being extinguished by hunger, their potential squandered by a crisis that demands immediate action. If we fail to address this urgent need, we risk condemning an entire generation to a life of poverty, despair, and unrealized potential. Hunger is stealing their future, not just their present. It is robbing them of their childhood, their education, and their opportunity to build a better life for themselves and their community. The long-term consequences of this crisis will be felt for decades to come, undermining the stability and prosperity of the region. Children live in constant fear and anxiety, their sense of security shattered by the daily struggle for survival. The trauma of hunger and deprivation leaves deep scars, affecting their emotional and psychological well-being. They are robbed of their innocence, forced to confront the harsh realities of life at a tender age. Their games are replaced by the desperate search for food. The carefree laughter and joyful play of childhood are silenced by the gnawing pangs of hunger. They spend their days scavenging for scraps, their innocence lost in the struggle to survive. Nightmares and hopelessness are common, haunting their sleep and casting a dark shadow over their waking hours. The psychological toll of hunger is immense, leaving them feeling helpless, abandoned, and without hope for the future. 7-year-old Omar draws pictures of bread, obsessed with food. His young mind is consumed by the thought of nourishment, his artistic expression a reflection of his desperate need. His drawings are a poignant reminder of the basic human right that is being denied to him and so many others. Schools are destroyed or used as shelters. The places where children should be learning and growing are now sites of displacement and despair. The destruction of educational infrastructure further undermines their future prospects, denying them the opportunity to acquire the knowledge and skills they need to rebuild their lives. Hungry children cannot learn. Their minds are clouded by hunger, their bodies too weak to concentrate. Education becomes a distant dream, overshadowed by the immediate need for sustenance. The classroom is now the food queue, a stark symbol of the distorted priorities imposed by the crisis. Instead of textbooks and lessons, children are faced with the daily struggle to obtain a meager portion of food. Gaza's future doctors and artists are learning only survival. Their potential is being stifled by the overwhelming need to find food and shelter. The skills and talents that could contribute to a brighter future are being sacrificed to the immediate demands of survival. The silent toll of hunger is a tragedy and a global failure. It is a stain on our collective conscience, a testament to our inability to protect the most vulnerable members of our global community. Each malnourished child is an indictment of our inaction. Their suffering is a direct consequence of our failure to provide them with the basic necessities of life. We must act now to alleviate their suffering and ensure that they have the opportunity to live healthy, fulfilling lives. Amid despair, Gaza's spirit of solidarity endures. Neighbors share what little they have: flour, water, hope. Community kitchens, often run by women, feed the most vulnerable. These grassroots efforts are lifelines, showing resilience and ingenuity. Hope is found in small moments: a smile, a shared cup of tea, a song. Families tell stories and sing to keep culture alive. They refuse to let hunger define them. Mutual support keeps the community from collapse. Gaza's people are not passive victims. They are agents of their own survival. They can destroy our buildings, but not our spirit, says Youssef. This solidarity is Gaza's heartbeat, hope persisting against all odds. The world witnesses the unfolding crisis in Gaza, and with heavy hearts sends aid, a lifeline of hope across borders. But tragically, far too often, it rarely reaches those in desperate need. The aid, meant to alleviate suffering, faces insurmountable obstacles. Airdrops, while dramatic and visually compelling, are inherently dangerous and far from a sustainable solution. People, driven by desperation, risk their lives, scrambling for falling packages, a stark illustration of the dire circumstances. The competition for these scarce resources can be fierce and even deadly. Land crossings, the most efficient and reliable means of delivering aid, are consistently the main obstacle. Aid trucks wait, sometimes for days, blocked by layers of bureaucracy and complex procedures. The delays are agonizing, as the needs on the other side of the border grow more acute with each passing hour. Inspections are often slow, meticulous, and at times seemingly arbitrary, adding further delays to the process. Shipments are frequently rejected, turned away for what appear to be minor or even unsubstantiated reasons, a devastating blow to those awaiting assistance. Aid workers, the very individuals dedicated to providing relief, face immense danger. Convoys are attacked, vehicles are damaged, and lives are put at risk. Critical fuel shortages cripple operations, grounding vehicles and hindering the distribution of essential supplies. Without fuel, the entire aid effort grinds to a halt. Clinics, already overwhelmed, have no medicine, no supplies, leaving the sick and injured without the care they desperately need. Markets are empty, shelves are bare, leaving families with no means to feed themselves. The absence of food security casts a long shadow over the population, and tragically, warehouses are full, stocked with life-saving supplies, yet remain just out of reach, inaccessible to those who need them most. The gap between intention and reality deepens the tragedy, highlighting the systemic failures that prevent aid from reaching its intended recipients. Gaza's people see planes overhead and convoys on the horizon, a constant reminder of the aid that exists, yet remains tantalizingly out of reach. But despite these efforts, their children still go hungry, their cries a testament to the broken system. The failure to ensure safe and unimpeded access for humanitarian aid is not just a logistical challenge, but a profound failure of global responsibility, a stain on our collective conscience. The lifeline exists, the resources are available, but it's systematically severed, choked by bureaucratic hurdles and political obstacles. The world's compassion, its willingness to help, is blocked by walls, both physical and metaphorical, and by endless red tape. Hunger persists, not for lack of aid in the world, but for the deliberate and systematic lack of access to those who desperately need it. The tragedy is not what's missing from the world's storehouses, but what's deliberately withheld, a cruel irony in the face of such immense suffering. The world must act to ensure that aid reaches those who need it, without delay or obstruction. As of July 19, 2025, Gaza's crisis is a moral test for the world. We see the suffering in real time, but awareness alone is not enough. Hunger should never be a weapon of war. The right to food is fundamental. The international community has a legal and moral duty to act. Ceasefire and unimpeded aid must be demanded now. Empathy must lead to action. Imagine being unable to feed your child. These are real people, not statistics. We must not become numb. Our shared humanity demands a response. Gaza's plea is a plea for justice and dignity. Will we allow a man-made famine or demand change? Our response will define us. Let it be one of compassion and courage. Despite the darkness, hope survives in Gaza. It lives in small acts of kindness and the resilience of families. Hope is the doctor treating patients in ruins, the teacher reading to children in tents. These are seeds of hope, proof of the human spirit's endurance. The world must help nurture these seeds, flood Gaza with aid and seek lasting peace. Gaza's people deserve more than survival. They deserve a future. Their fate is tied to our own. By acting with empathy, we can help turn the tide. Let us help plant and water the seeds of hope, so that one day, peace may finally bloom in Gaza.